Wait, why are we at the Great Temple again? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I unlocked some skills for the last quest. Yeah, I changed the hero builds very slightly because upon reading Wiki, I found out there was something kind of simple you can do, very minor alteration, that should help a bit. I unlocked the skill Spiritual Pain and added it onto both my mesmers. So, yeah, there we go. And Spiritual Pain just does flat out damage to an enemy. It's got really low energy cost and really fast recharge as well, especially with fast casting. And if it's a summoned creature or they're in the area, then it does like loads of AoE damage, which is awesome. Because there's going to be a lot of summoned creatures in this quest. Hold on, let's actually do an intro, shall we? Kaineng, come on. There we go. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. Good morning, should I say? I wanted to open this video with good morning because it's very early. It's very early, and I'm getting this video out really early because I've had like 3 hours sleep, maybe 4. 3 hours maybe not being generous enough. About 4 hours sleep, I'd say. And so many people were like upset, by the way, last episode where I didn't pick up many of those items on the floor. I did get the feathers though. Somebody seemed to have forgotten that, and I did want to remind everyone. But yeah, so it's like I haven't had much sleep, so I've decided to wake up literally and just start filming myself for the day, because they will get to a point later on tonight where, or not even tonight, like by about 12 or 1 o'clock, I'm going to be knackered and I'm just totally not going to be up for doing any actual recording. But I can't sleep. I don't know what it is. I've always been a sound sleeper, but I can't sleep. And I couldn't sleep till like 5 o'clock last night. So I was just like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to force myself up and I'm going to sort this shit out. Once again, which always happens when I'm not at work. This kind of crap always constantly happens no matter what I seem to be doing. Anyway, this is actually to get on topic. This is the last episode of Winds of Change. Well, last episode of the quest of Winds of Change. We're going to do probably one more. I figure I'll just kind of make it go on a bit longer. It might get split, as we know. But yeah, really, this is the last quest. This is the finale. This is everything leading up. We've completed all the stuff with Kowlin. We know that the Ministry of Purity is bad. We have one last quest with Miku. And we've already stated our intentions. We want to find Reiko. So yeah, let's head on out. Why is that gold at the moment? A Grenth statue that's gold? That's a bit odd. So yeah, we're going to go out. It takes us to a cool place, which if you are over level 10, you may want to, it may be in your best interest to actually map out while you're playing through this quest, because this will be your only chance. But yeah, you walk over and Miku has something to say to us. She says, "Knowing what I know now, there's no way I can leave things alone. I can't forgive Reiko for what she's done. The only words I have for her now will be spoken by my daggers." And we say, "Well, what of Ashu? Do you still think that he can be saved?" "I still think there's a chance," she says. "I have to believe that there is. With a strong enough will, anything in this world can be overcome. Now is not the time to falter." I do believe in that. "I've learned that there is a garden where Reiko and Ashu go, once every week. They're still guarded, but not as heavily as they are when they are within the city." How did you learn this? That sounds like our best chance, we say. We don't ask how she knows. We never find out how she knows. I want to avoid any more innocent people getting caught up in this, or hurt by this, if it's possible. When do we leave? And she says, "As soon as you're prepared, give me the word." So, yeah, that's it. I mean, you can definitely see scope here for them to have added more quests if they really needed to. I mean, this is how easy really it is to add excuses for quests. There could have quite easily been a quest that was like, "Oh, we're going to go do some reconnaissance," and then we find out about this garden. This garden turns out to be actually, when normal factions came out, it seemed to actually have its own lore and a different purpose. But now they just call it a garden. But we're going to speak to Miki. And she says, "When this all started, I don't think any of us knew that we'd end up here. I'm sorry, but we kind of knew that it would end up fighting Reiko, didn't we? Did anyone not expect that? I wanted to believe that there could be a better way, but the Ministry of Purity has become overly zealous. They're too dangerous to themselves and to others." Even if she's like saying, "Oh, I don't think anyone expected us to be fighting the Ministry of Purity." We all expected that as well, really, considering what we knew about what was going to happen in Cantha over the next 250 years. There really were no surprises here. The people that are following them truly believe that what they're doing is right, and that's the greatest threat. The only chance we have to stop this now is by removing Reiko. She won't stop until she's guided Cantha to her ideal. It is true that she's done good for the people, but at what cost? You know as well as I do how things will end. The only people that will be safe are Reiko's chosen. I could never live in a world that trades freedom for security. That's not really my thing. I've been able to come this far because you've been there. So what do you say, hero? You saved Cantha once before. Will you help me save it now? So I guess they only really imply this, but I guess the idea is there are all these people in the Ministry of Purity. Just people, don't forget that. And I suppose that these guys, if we remove Reiko, who is their current head with a corrupted vision for the group, someone else can become the head that's not so corrupt, has got a more moderate vision, and at the same time all these members of the Ministry of Purity can still continue to feel like they're doing the right thing because they have the right will. So she's the one that needs to die, not necessarily her minions, and I can kind of agree with that. We can say I won't, this is a dangerous world and security comes. This is the last time I'm going to have a chance to say this. This is ridiculous. One of those moments where you just think, why is there even a decline option? Why would anyone ever come this far and hit decline? I will. People need the freedom to choose their own path. And as you can see there, the rewards this time are not ministerial commentations. They are 2 Imperial Dragons tiers. This is like, you know, when you complete, say, factions in the first place, you get an item in the very end area, which you can then trade for a weapon. Imperial Dragons tier is the Winds of Change version of that. In normal mode, you get 1 tier, which is, you know, the same as the rewards for Nightfall or factions or prophecies or Eye of the North. But in hard mode, you actually get 2 of them. So that's what that's used for. As I said, we'll be doing a rewards episode later. And yeah, when your eyes wander, so does your mind. Focus on the task that is at hand. It's finally time. We need to put a stop to this before things can get any worse. I can't do this without you. Are you ready? Let's finish this, or this will be a difficult fight. Let's take more time to prepare. I've already prepared. I have no real worries about the fight. Funnily enough, the fight isn't actually that hard. If you've completed stuff like the Xingje Monastery thing, your team's probably going to be fine. And you load in, and yeah, this garden, this supposed place, this garden is actually the place here, the arena. Wait, did I never unlock that on the LP? Terrible. After before level 10, you can go to Xingje Monastery and speak to an arena guard who will take you here and unlock an outpost for you. If you don't do that, though, you'll never have access to it. So if you want to map the place out, it can help for Cantha exploration. Now's really your only chance beyond that, which was a chance we never had before. I'm not going to do it on Tom, but yeah, so you can like scrape the walls at the start of the quest before triggering anything. Over there, you can see Reiko. And it's quite a nice setting, actually, for this place. I like that they used another new area. It's a cool arena, actually. None of the miasma that was here originally is here, which is pretty cool. But, yeah, I guess... Look at all the birds above the waterfall there. I guess this is kind of it. So, yeah, this is what I mean, though, about how this is just a garden now. While the monastery was in full operation, it was actually an arena for young recruits to train. And Ashu is in that cage back there. I don't know what it says that he's in a cage behind there before we even get here. Maybe that's just for gameplay reasons, but still, it's quite funny to see how she's got him locked up. We walk over to her and we say, "This ends now. I will not allow myself to be used as a pawn ever again, and I cannot allow you to use others. We're beyond the point of settling this with words. Show me the strength of your beliefs." And immediately, things start. So there's going to be dialogue slowly coming up as we play through this, which is very handy. Now, Reiko, what can we say? Reiko has got this thing here called Grand Illusion. Find Minister Reiko among her phantoms and bring an end to her ambitions. This Grand Illusion is essentially her health bar. Right, that's her health bar right there, Grand Illusion. Now, why can't you just look at her normal health bar? Reiko is a mesmer, which is pretty cool. I think it fits in. But did we already know that? I don't think we already knew that. It fits in quite well with all the manipulation and crap she's been putting people through for so long. Now, the thing is with Reiko, she's got a lot of mesmer skills that are very similar to the kind of mechanics we're expecting to see on the Mesmer in Guild Wars 2, which is quite cool. Now, Reiko, what she will do is, she's got 3 abilities. Ability number 1, she will duplicate herself, okay? And what she'll do when she duplicates herself is, you won't be able to tell which the real Reiko is, and you'll do damage, but you won't necessarily be hitting the real one. The only way you know you're hitting the real one, well, there are a few ways. The main way is, you'll know you're hitting the right one if it doesn't die very quickly, and if she... I've got to explain this so quick, because she's dying quicker than I thought she would. You'll know that you're hitting the right one because Grand Illusion will be going down, which is essentially her health bar. And the reason why that's her health bar is so that you can't just look at the marker above her head. So that's what she does. You can also tell who the real one is because Miku, no matter what, Miku herself has got a skill that allows her to see the real Reiko. There are other tricks you can do. All the other versions of Reiko that exist, they are actually summons. So if you bring something like Swap, say I am on an assassin, I could have brought Swap, and you try and cast it, if it says invalid target, you know you've got the real Reiko, okay? So that's one of her skills. That's what you're going to be doing through this fight, trying to find the real one. Just watch Miku, really. Now, beyond that, she's got a second skill where she will create mirror images of your own party. And what she'll start doing is creating NPCs that are also summons that will be versions of your characters with your character's skill bars as well, which is pretty cool. And you're going to have to start cleaning those up because if they start to get too great in number, then they'll begin to swarm you. So that is something to consider. And her third skill is actually Grand Illusion itself, which I believe is just like a big powerful like nuke ability. I'm not 100% sure what Grand Illusion does. I suppose I should have looked a bit more carefully on Wiki before starting this quest, but that's like her third skill, and as she takes more damage, Grand Illusion becomes weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. So yeah, there's that. And now as you play through the quest, more and more of your allies will appear. She will copy these allies as well, so we have peasants and Tengu with us and shit now, and these guys will come with us. Now, to read the dialogue, sorry, I got caught behind. And Miku says, don't be fooled by these tricks, I'm using Promise of Death on Reiko. See, Promise of Death? That was actually the ability we first saw Miku had when we were playing with her, with Kieran. I'm going to stop attacking because I want more time. Zinji appears. This is the person whose life we spared? Yeah, it was Zinji. No, was that Zinji? Yes, it was. It was Zinji's life we spared, right. Who, if you kill her, she will not come to help you in this quest. She also has a handful of allies that come too, so it's always worthwhile to keep her alive, which is what I was talking about before when I said that maybe there are other motives for not killing her, which kind of tampers with the whole what moral decision do you choose. But she says, I understand your words now, and we wish to aid you, should you have us. This is a fight worth fighting, and you need our help. And Reiko says, Cantha will be better off once I've purged our lands of foreigners and unwashed peasants like you. Wow, really showing her true colours. Miku says, these phantoms keep coming. So you can kind of tell her next target would be the peasants. Miku says, these phantoms keep coming, that the real Reiko is among them. Find her, and we can put an end to this. And then Miku says, there you are, I'm using Promise of Death. Saw Honorclaw appears. Saw from the air, he says, honourable friends, you thought to face this battle alone? Your will is our blade, and we will stand at your side. A load of Tengu allies appear. And Reiko says, it will take more than these savage animals to stop my vision from coming to fruition. And Miku says, there you are, I'm using Promise of Death. And then Eri, Heart of Fire. Now that's the person we... Fucking hell, I can't remember the NPC names. But Eri, Heart of Fire says, look, we got here beaten by the Tengu and a bunch of peasants. So much for our grand entrance. We'll just get to the point then. The destiny of Cantha is not for one person to shape. It is a path that we must all forge together. It must be so annoying for you guys that I'm not fighting. Reiko says, your attempt on my life is laughable, and the more of your despicable friends you bring, the more we'll lay dead on this field. And Miku says, don't be fooled by these tricks. I'm using Promise of Death. And we are caught up. Fantastic. So this fight, really, you can win as long as you've got enough defense. You can win it in a war of attrition because, she'll copy your abilities, and generally the more offense you bring, the more she can copy and the more offense she can do, essentially, because she can even copy PvE skills, which is something kind of new for characters in this. However, if you copy defense, there's no way for her, like, mirrors of your team to heal Grand Illusion back up. That's permanent damage you're doing there. So, just by virtue of that, you could, in theory, it would take ages, and I'm not recommending this, even slightly, it would take ages, but you could, in theory, just have you, the damage dealer, and the rest of your team be, like, healers, and then just keep looking for the right Reiko. And it really is as easy as that. A bit of a shame, actually. Me and Mike were a little bit disappointed that the quest ended kind of easy, the whole chain ended reasonably easy. But at the same time, I also have been complaining every time there's been a hard mission. So, whatever, I guess we'll leave it there. Zayri appears. This is only in hard mode Zayri will appear. He says, I once believed that the path I walked was the correct one. My faith was an absolute. But now I know that the person I needed to trust in more than anyone else was myself. Zayri says, the path I needed to walk was my own. That path has led me here. Back to your side, friend. We will defeat Reiko together. I will see this through to its end. And Reiko says, you dare turn your back on my vision? In doing so, you have also turned your back on Cantha. Traitors are the lowest form of scum, and I will relish destroying you. So Zayri appears, which is only in hard mode. This is some more hard mode only story, and it's actually... oh no, Eri died. Sorry, Eri. We won't take that as canon. We'll say that Eri survived the encounter. So yeah, and he comes. I don't know whether he comes with his own handful of enemies, but just look at all the allies you get now. It's ridiculous. It's also a quest where, because you get so many allies, even though she starts mirroring all of them, it still is significantly easier when you've got all these people here. Funnily enough, I'm just gonna pop a couple of clovers. Oh, let's use a Tengu summoning stone as well. That's our last chance. There we go. Even more Rangchu for us. Let's just kill her. That last bit of Grand Illusion is taking a while to go down, actually. But yeah, so as he reappears, there will be a little bit more plot to go on there too. Really, this is the main reason why most players, I would say... Oh, holy crap, what the hell's going on? What's going on? Careful. Oh my god, I've done... Oh, wow, everything I just said was simply invalidated. There you are, I'm using Promise of Death. I can't believe it. We're not about to die, are we? Sandra, you are the last person with a resurrect. For the love of God, use it. Use it. Use it. Oh my god, I can't believe this has just happened. She's being interrupted and stuff. Wow. Wow, I just failed it. Okay. Alright, so there is a little bit of risk. My team's quite offensive. So what I said is true, though. You can essentially win it by a war of attrition. And it does. I've always felt like it gets a little bit easier as it goes along. That's amazing. Right, okay. Well, I guess I'll zone back in. I'll see you guys in a